Today, Canadians are waking up to headlines that many never imagined they would see. A shock announcement out of Ottawa, one that could alter the financial future of millions of seniors and retirees across this country. For the first time, both the Old Age Security Program and the Canada Pension Plan are at the center of what some are calling a 5,000 lifeline. But here's the twist. While millions are set to benefit, countless others are being left in limbo, facing unexplained delays, endless wait times, and growing frustration. The result? A nation divided between relief and resentment. To understand why this moment is so explosive, we need to rewind. For decades, OAS and CPP have been the bedrock of retirement in Canada. Month after month, seniors rely on them to pay for groceries, rent, rising utility bills, and the medications they simply cannot live without. But in recent years, with inflation cutting deeper into household budgets, the gap between what's needed and what's provided has grown wider. And tonight, Ottawa appears to be taking action, or at least that's what the announcement suggests. Sources close to the decision say that starting as early as next month, qualifying seniors could see one-time payments of up to $5,000 deposited directly into their accounts. For some, that's more than 2 months' worth of rent. For others, it's the difference between having to choose between heat or food in the dead of winter. On paper, it looks like an extraordinary boost. But behind the numbers lies a story of winners and losers. Take the example of Margaret, a 74-year-old widow in Calgary. Her CPP and OAS combined give her just under $1,650 per month. That money barely covers her rent in a modest senior's apartment, leaving her with scraps for groceries and medicine. For her, a $5,000 payment would mean catching up on overdue utility bills, buying a new pair of glasses she's been putting off for 3 years, and finally being able to buy fresh fruit without guilt. Now compare that to Daniel, a 68-year-old part-time worker in Halifax. He applied for CPP months ago, but has yet to receive his first payment because of what officials describe as processing delays. For him, the news is a bitter pill. While others may soon see thousands appear in their bank accounts, Daniel says he's stuck refreshing his Service Canada portal daily, waiting for updates that never come. It feels like the government forgot about people like me, he says. Critics argue that these delays are not just administrative hiccups, they are systemic failures. With more than 45,000 applications reportedly backlogged, some Canadians fear that even if Ottawa promises a payout, it may take months before the money actually arrives. Seniors groups are already voicing concern. The Canadian Association of Retired Persons issued a sharp statement, warning that without swift action, thousands of vulnerable seniors will continue to suffer while others receive relief. Still, for supporters of the plan, the numbers are hard to ignore. If Ottawa follows through, as much as $8 billion could flow directly into households across the country. That would make this one of the largest direct injections into seniors' pockets in Canadian history. Economists point out that it could temporarily boost consumer spending, giving not just seniors, but entire communities a short-term lift. Imagine seniors being able to support local shops, pay off debts, and even help their adult children with school fees or childcare. But as with every bold announcement, there are questions. Who qualifies? Is it truly every OAS and CPP recipient, or only those meeting certain income thresholds? Will people on disability pensions see the same benefit? What about Canadians living abroad who still draw CPP? Ottawa has not given clear answers. Instead, officials have described the program as a targeted relief measure, carefully worded language that leaves much room for interpretation. The political reaction has been immediate and fierce. Prime Minister Mark Carney insists the move is about fairness and dignity, saying in a prepared statement that after years of sacrifice, Canadian seniors deserve peace of mind and the security of knowing they can live with dignity. Yet opposition leaders aren't convinced. One Conservative critic called the payments a pre-election gimmick, pointing out that a one-time check doesn't fix long-term affordability. Meanwhile, New Democrats say the plan doesn't go far enough, arguing for a permanent raise to both OAS and CPP rather than what they describe as a flashy band-aid. On the streets, the debate feels even sharper. At a seniors' center in Winnipeg, the news drew cheers and tears. Some residents said they couldn't believe their luck, that at last, after years of being overlooked, Ottawa was listening. Others were furious, pointing out that their neighbors might get the money while they remain stuck in bureaucratic purgatory. It's like watching your friends win the lottery while you're told to keep waiting, one woman said. The timing couldn't be more critical. As of September, food inflation is still hovering around 5.6%, and rents in many urban centers have climbed to record highs. In Toronto, the average one-bedroom now costs over $2,400 a month, far more than the average seniors' combined OAS and CPP benefits. The math simply doesn't work. That's why the promise of a lump sum payment feels, for many, like oxygen in a room that has long been suffocating. And yet, looming over all of this is the uncertainty. Will Service Canada deliver on time? Will those on the backlog see their fair share? Will the money truly land in accounts before the holidays, when it's needed most? Officials insist that deposits could begin as early as October 15th, but quietly admit that technical challenges may push that date further. For Canadians who have already been waiting months or years for justice, patience is running thin. Despite the skepticism, there's no denying the emotional impact this news has already had. Families are calling loved ones, running the numbers, planning what they might do with the money. Some say they'll finally take a trip to visit grandchildren they haven't seen in years. Others dream simply of stocking their pantry without anxiety. And yet, for every story of relief, there's another of frustration. Someone left behind, ignored, or forgotten. This is where the story stands tonight. Hope colliding with hardship, promises clashing with patience. A nation waiting, watching, and wondering if Ottawa can truly deliver on what could be the most significant change to seniors' benefits in a generation. For the millions who may soon receive a $5,000 check, it could mean dignity, stability, and the chance to breathe again. For those caught in delays, it is yet another reminder that fairness in Canada too often depends on luck and timing. And so the future of this bold promise remains uncertain. But one thing is clear: the struggles of Canada's seniors can no longer be ignored. Whether this plan succeeds or stumbles, it has forced the country to confront a simple truth, that those who built this nation deserve more than empty assurances. They deserve dignity, they deserve security, and they deserve answers. Because in the end, this story isn't about checks or numbers, it's about people, their lives, their hopes, and their right to live their final years without fear. And that, more than anything, is the true measure of a society.